Today I'm going to evaluate two very similar shredders side by side so that you as the end user can actually physically see these two devices. The problem with buying commercial shredders often is that you make a commitment out of a book, and without physically seeing the two units physically running, it's hard to make a determination. So I want to introduce you to these two shredders here. This particular unit here is the HSM 125.2 Crosscut shredder. The interesting thing about this unit online is that numerous retailers are listing this as an 18 sheet. On Staples.com it was listed as a 13 sheet. When we physically got the device, it actually listed itself as a 12 sheet, which I found interesting. The competitor today is the GoECO Life GXC200T. This is a 20 sheet crosscut paper shredder. It actually says 20 sheets right here. There's numerous different features about these two shredders. In terms of size and footprint, they're almost identical in terms of its width and its height and its depth. They're almost identical. Some of the things that I find interesting is that this one has a T-door design. I like that because you're able to open it pretty much anywhere you are. If you're in a tight office space, having a T-door design definitely is advantageous. I also note that they've got storage in the doors, and the doors have integrated magnets so that they really do close. You know when they're closed. The HSM unit has a single cabinet door, which sometimes is awkward because if you're on the wrong side of it, you need to get out of the way. And if you have a small office with confined space, it can be difficult. Also note, there's no actual storage in the pack. And also, I like these integrated magnets here. You see the magnets, so when the unit closes, you really know that the other thing to notice is that this particular unit has what we call a wire rail bin. So all it is a shredder bag that gets suspended over this bin. Now this is fine. The problem is if you run out of shredder liners, the shredder is, for all intents and purposes, useless. You'll be just dropping shredder shards right into the bottom. GoECO Life unit has a cabinet, and so that gives you the ability to, if you didn't have a shredder liner, you could still shred a hair and just empty the shards of paper. No problem. One of the other critical features is just in terms of knowing what's going on. There's no telling you what's happening when the door's open, or if the unit's overheated, or if the unit's in reverse, or if it's overloaded, or anything. There's very little information. Basically you have two functions: on, neutral, and reverse. With the GoECO Life unit, you have numerous different features. You have the integrated energy saving switch, which will power this unit down completely, saving all phantom load. There, it just did it. After 5 minutes of inactivity, to wake it up, you just hit the button, brings it back to life. We have a full LCD display, so it'll tell you if the door's open, if the unit overheats, if the unit overloads. The other nice thing about this, if, for example, something goes wrong, what happens is we have the passive voice assist, and it gives you a blinking info light.
Door open. Make sure wastebasket is properly seated or basket door is closed.
So that's very nice. It'll actually tell you what's wrong with the unit. Dynamic bin full, you always know how much paper's in the bin. This always helps janitorial staff, and it's always nice to know when am I going to have to empty this particular unit out. Reverse, power forward, stop, and GoECO Life button. All important features. One critical thing that I wanted you to notice about this as well is that the physical unit itself, medium density fiberboard, this is wood chip on 3 sides with a plastic door in the front. So wood chip on the cabinet on the base and then on these 3 sides. The GoECO Life unit, steel all the way around, base, 3 sides steel, and then the T-doors are actually injection molded. One of the reasons shredders come back on a repeated basis is for a simple little thing like the caster breaking. Now look, I want you to notice, Mr. Cameraman, just look at those casters there. I mean, they're big and thick, and they're made out of steel and solid rubber. These things, you put the shredder in place, you can lock it in place. Now it's actually physically locked, can't move around. Those are real casters. It's almost like having the shredder on a dolly. On the HSM unit, unfortunately, I think they've made a big error in simply making the tiny little one-directional rollers. Now those one-directional rollers pretty much only allow you to roll this shredder forward. Any little ridge in an office floor or thick pile carpet or anything will make this shredder literally immovable. So I don't like the fact that they've skimped on a little thing like casters in the shredder. But let's be real, the thing is, how does it shred? We're comparing a 12-sheet shredder against a 20-sheet shredder. Let's see how this HSM actually, well, let's shred one sheet at a time. There's a decent shred speed, it works really well. First thing you notice is there's an audible difference between the two shredders. The HSM unit is distinctly louder. Now, just as a way of demoing it, I'm going to run the unit in reverse. There you go. About 75. Alright, and here I'm going to run the unit in reverse. $67. Anyway, audibly different sound. This particular shredder is a lot quieter. With that said, let's see how the units perform when they actually shred their actual spec sheets. This is the 12 sheet. That was 12 sheets, and I've just jammed the shredder. So the shredder, as it didn't kick into auto reverse, it just simply jammed. So if I went to power it in reverse, I now literally have, oh dear. There you go. So let's shred the 20 sheets for the GoECO. Didn't seem to be any problem with 20 sheets. I've got 22 sheets here, which is 2 sheets more than what it's spec'd at. Actually, you can feel it's now getting harder to actually insert it. You see the shredder automatically went into auto reverse. It automatically kicked the paper back out for me. So the shredder handles its 20 sheets no problem. When I put 22 sheets in, it claims to be a 26 feet per minute shred speed. This unit claims to be 12 feet per minute. But just eyeballing them side by side, it's just no ways that the shredder is nearly twice as fast as the GoECO Life. If I took 6 sheets and 6 sheets and you shredded them side by side, I got that one a bit. This is slightly faster, but definitely underpowered compared to that particular unit. That unit has definitely more torque, so it'll get through. The other nice feature about this shredder is that there's no CVs allowed or anything. In the GoECO Life unit, we can actually shred CVs quite comfortably. So it has a separate slot for CD destruction. You know, if all other things are equal, the GoECO Life is by far the better buy of these two particular shredders. Thank you.